from Bike Cloud PDX, and then Commissioner Chloe Bailey, who is here representing the city and the Bureau of Transportation. And then we have Oregon Walks, the Street Trust, the Community Cycling Center, and then some people from the neighborhood, and friends of Lori's if they would like to say anything. And at 6 o'clock or 6:05, we will have a moment of silence, and after that, we will all take our blue flowers and we will hold hands and we will walk across Broadway Street, taking the walk that Lori was not able to finish. Thanks, everybody. And if you're speaking, speak into the mic.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Louder? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. This has been an exceptionally brutal and heartbreaking month on Portland streets. 9 people have died in crashes in less than 2 weeks. Lori was one of them. On Friday, April 19th, Lori Woodard was crossing Northeast Broadway at Grand and was hit by a person driving a delivery truck making a turn. She died of her injuries. On Saturday, April 20th, an intoxicated individual driving at high speed crashed head-on with another car, killing a passenger. These 2 tragic crashes are not the only fatalities we've seen this year. Since January 1st, 17 people have been killed. I can't do the math in my head right now, but I think that is roughly 1 person per week, and that's 1 person per week too many. These victims are our family members, our friends, and our neighbors, and their deaths are unacceptable. Portland was one of the first cities in the country to adopt the Vision Zero pledge to eliminate traffic deaths and serious injuries. Through our commitment to this vision, we've built safer roads, we've worked with communities, and we've addressed impaired driving. This is positive, necessary work, but these recent tragedies show us that it's time to do more of it and do it faster. We need to focus on intersections in Portland. Nearly half of the crashes involving pedestrians occur at intersections with traffic signals, and close to 1/3 of crashes where drivers hit pedestrians occur at left turns. That's why I've directed Portland Bureau of Transportation to take immediate action to improve safety at the intersection of Broadway and Grand, which you can see right here. Thank you. In addition to this project, PBOT is taking additional steps to address the safety of intersections around the city. We're installing more protected left turns to provide separate phases for pedestrians crossing the street and drivers making left turns. We're installing more leading pedestrian intervals to give people crossing the street a head start at a crosswalk, making them more visible to drivers. And PBOT is piloting a treatment called left turn calming that helps people driving make left turns safely. Left turn calming will be installed at 30 intersections this year. As I work with PBOT to implement these safety measures, I ask drivers to take 2 small steps that will save lives and prevent them from their vehicle, which should be a tool to get them from one place to another and not a deadly weapon. 2 things. Be alert for pedestrians and cyclists when traveling through intersections, or, everywhere, but especially intersections. Every intersection is a crosswalk in Oregon, whether it's marked or not. And be especially aware when turning, and always drive at safe speeds. Infrastructure improvements will help reduce these tragedies, but we cannot prevent all crashes, injuries, and deaths on our streets if drivers choose to not obey traffic laws and pay attention to the road. I thank you again for being here in memory of Lori, and I appreciate and welcome your advocacy, and I'm going to need your support moving forward to accelerate the progress on our streets and to bring some pressure to bear on ODOT as well, because as we know, many of our high crash corridors are ODOT properties that I could currently do nothing to improve. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Udaley. Lady Gould.
Yeah, hopefully not another car crash. My name is Katie Gould, and I'm one of the co-chairs of Bike Loud PDX who put on this event today. Last Friday, April 19th, Lori Woodard was killed as she tried to cross the street right here. According to an eyewitness, she was carrying groceries as she was hit by a freight truck. She was not the first person to be hit by a car at this crosswalk, but I hope that she's the last. We send our most heartfelt sympathies to her daughter, who couldn't be here today. We're here to honor Lori's memory along with all the victims of traffic violence. This death on Friday seemed very close to us at Bike Loud and many of the other organizations here, because we've been working with the city to try to improve Broadway and to figure out what those improvements would look like. Last fall, we testified at City Council to get an implementation plan for Broadway and other streets to be acted on within 5 years.
Build it now! Yeah.
But none of that work helped Lori as she entered the crosswalk, because there's nothing here today. Traffic violence is not an unfortunate reality of our modern life, but it's a public health crisis, one that is almost entirely preventable. We would like to thank Commissioner Udaley, our peers, and the staff at PBOT who set up this installation today to keep us and other people safe. We thank all the volunteers who helped throw together this event today, and all of you for coming and showing your support.
My name is Jessica Thompson. I am the Executive Director of Oregon Walks. The media usually calls a tragedy like this an accident, but this was no accident. This was a crash. This was death by design. Traffic studies show that when we put walkers and drivers on the same roadway, walkers die. But those traffic studies were not enough to persuade the designers of this roadway to invest in vital safety features. The scientific and statistical studies proved correct on this pavement 6 days ago, and Lori Woodard died needlessly. We can end death by design. We can make Oregon safe for pedestrians and all vulnerable road users. Yes. Sandy Bosch, Sean DePriest Scott, Orchard Vature, Lori Pierce, James McCree, Rochelle Cox, Lowell Gibson. These are the names of people killed on Portland streets this year while walking. Raise your hand if you walked or rolled on sidewalks or crossed a street to get here. We are all Lori Woodard. We are all pedestrians at some point during the day. And we all deserve to be safe when walking in Oregon. We need a culture change that centers our state's most vulnerable users in all street design, pedestrians. We call on the good people of Oregon to invest in infrastructure designed to create safe streets for walkers and rollers. Together, we will make Oregon safe for pedestrians. To all members of the Woodard family, your community stands with you as we mourn the loss of Lori, and we promise we will work hard to improve this intersection and all intersections in Portland. We will continue to say loudly and clearly, we will make Oregon safe for pedestrians. Thank you.